Hello, one rental at a time family. The big question of the week, where in the hell are these 30-year mortgage rates headed to? That's what we all want to know. We're going to talk about all that and connect all the dots. We're going to talk about 30-year mortgage rates today. We're going to talk about housing. We're going to talk about the Fed fund rate, CPI, PPI, and I am TY. My name's Ty Leon Guerrero, aka TYLG, or I simply go by Ty. Today is February the 17th, 2023, and I am your co-host for today's Friday financial wrap-up. Mr. Michael Zuber still out on a well-deserved vacation. Michael, I hope you're enjoying your time away. So let's get right into it. CPI was slightly higher than expected. Not horrible, not terrible, but slightly higher than expected. It was not great news. It was, in fact, bad news. However, let's talk about it for a minute. CPI. What is CPI? CPI is very simple. It's Consumer Price Index. What does that mean? This is inflation. You hear the headlines. You see it. We talk about it all the time on this show. It's basically what we as consumers, what households, when we're going to the grocery store, when we're buying goods, we're paying more, right? That's the inflation. That's the CPI number. So again, better than what it was last year, not out of control. What the Fed is doing is actually working. But again, on February the 14th, Tuesday this week, they did announce that it was some of the headlines they talked about hot. It was slightly higher than expected. Again, not good news, bad news, actually, but not horrible. Let's continue and look at for this week, Thursday, February the 16th, we had PPI. Now, what is PPI? It's the price, it's the wholesale prices. It's the producer price index. So it's basically providers, right? People that are providing wholesale products for goods and services. Now, in this case, the core PPI increased by 0.5% compared with expectations for a 0.3% increase. So it was, again, slightly higher than expectations. However, if you look on a 12-month basis, headline PPI increased 6%, still elevated, but well off of its 11.6% peak in March of 2022. So comparing 6% to 11.6%, it's actually better. It is improving. Now, also a big headline for this week, retail sales. Retail sales were announced this week, and the retail sales number were crazy, right? We all see it. We've talked about this on the show. You go out to restaurants, stores, you go out on the weekends. The consumer does not look like it's slowing down, right? I know when I go out on the weekend, if I'm out and about, people still seem to be spending money. The recession, are we in a recession? Only time will tell. Now, the biggest thing that we all are concerned at, here at One Rental at a Time, as investors, realtors, investors, wholesalers, fix and flippers, interest rates. What are going on with rates and what's going on with housing? Now, clearly, housing transactions are going to continue to slow. Inventory, again, has fallen off this week. I think we all see it in our local buy box, our local marketplaces. Inventory, we've talked about again for weeks and weeks and weeks now. Inventory is still slow, and we expect that trend to continue. We, again, just like last year, will probably not see we won't see a robust, quote unquote, spring market. It's just not going to happen. Now, let's take a look at it. There was an interesting news article here reported today, February the 17th. Yahoo News reported that today, Goldman Sachs, along with Bank of America, they expect 3 Fed hikes of 25 basis points. 3, not 2, 3. Now, what's been talked about for the last probably 60, 90 days. I know Michael's talked about this for months. Most experts were expecting 25 basis points in March, 25 basis points in May. Bank of America and Goldman Sachs, based on the news this week, are now calling for 25 basis points, but 3 increases, not 2, before we see a Fed pause. Now, Michael did a video this morning. You can find that here, the One Rental at a Time channel here on YouTube. Michael just talked about, how do you fix the broken housing market? Michael did a great video today. What Michael texted me also spoke about today is that what he really hopes for is 50 basis points in March. And the idea is that for the Fed to get ahead of it. Now, probably won't happen. Why? Because Wall Street, other market cycles, again, just looking at the whole macro economy. Would it be good for housing? Yes. Would it be good for the overall economy? I would tend to agree with Michael. I think 50 basis points, let's just get it done with. Let's get through it quicker. Let's just, take the medicine, if you will. Let's get through this broken housing market. However, when I see the headline, Yahoo Finance talking about Goldman Sachs and Bank of America talking about 3 Fed hikes of 25 basis points, that probably seems to be the pace that we're going to be on. So let's talk about it for a minute. Now, Michael also talked about in the other video, he talked about investors, fix and flippers being punished for making bad decisions, for investors being punished for making bad decisions. And so I think the overall message there, investors, fix and flippers, proceed with caution. We are not through the woods. We are not through this thing. Now, a lot of people I know for the month of February, I know in my business, a lot of my friends, coaching clients, people that I talk to, everybody had a strong uptick in the month of February. And so my words for the audience, for you, the one rental at a time listener, viewer, do not fall for the head fake, the February head fake. Meaning, what is a head fake? Well, all of a sudden, it stopped raining. It was really wet in California. I think crazy weather for most of the country, right? That with those winter storms in January, I'm talking about real weather, right? We were in these crazy weather patterns in December and January. And then all of a sudden, the sun comes out in February. We have really warm, sunny days here in California for the last several weeks. But also, what happened? Interest rates dipped down. In fact, last week, and I'll show you here just to give you an idea. I'll do a screen share. Doing a screen share here. Bear with me. Here we go. So if we take a look at, so this is from Mortgage News Daily. And also I got a piece of this from Matt, the mortgage guy. He did a great video here in the last 24 hours. Also here on the One Rental at a Time channel. He talks about the chart. He talks about what's going on here in terms of the rates and so forth. But you can see here, right? Last week, for a moment, we dropped down below 6%. We dropped down below 6%. We talked about that last week in the 30-year mortgage rate, right? 5.99. We dropped down below 6%. But this is interesting. When I look at this, just the daily surveys, okay, for the Mortgage News Daily, the Mortgage Bankers Association, Freddie Mac, these numbers here, we quickly bounced up this week to 6.5%, and now we're probably headed to 7%. And, could we see mortgage rates in the month of March and April and May? Could we see rates of 7, 7.25, 7.5? Could we even potentially see 8% by summertime? That is a very much a true reality. So a couple things to look at. And I'm just looking at the news here. I'm just making my own observation, my own opinion and thoughts here. But if you look at this chart, and again, you can go to the mortgagenewsdaily.com, go to mortgage rates, 30-year fixed. You can look at this for yourself, but it's right here. 6.8 as of today, 6.8%. But if you look at the week, the week was very consistent. It's basically up from Monday to Friday, 30 basis points, from 6.5 to 6.8. And then even if we look into the Mortgage Bankers Association number on the 15th, they're at 6.39. We started off the month, Mortgage Bankers Association had a survey of 6.19. And then even Freddie Mac, if you look at the Freddie Mac weekly survey, they started off the month, February the 2nd, at 6.09. And again, early in the month, last week, we actually dipped below 6%. And of course, so what happened for residential real estate? Of course, everything started to take off. We started to see an uptick. And so again, what I'm encouraging folks to do is to not fall for the head fake. That was 6.09, that 5.99. That was a temporary based on a couple of things lining up, a couple of pieces of good news. And again, if you're a buyer, what does this mean? It could be time to get off the fence. If the numbers work at 6.8, 6.75, 6.99 at 7%, whatever that is, this might be a good time, because the truth is, if we go into 3 Fed hikes of 25 basis points, we're probably going to see, my guesstimate based on my 30 years of experience, we're probably going to see interest rates in the high 6s at best, and probably somewhere, my guess is low 7s, maybe even mid 7s, 7.5. Maybe we're headed to 8. I don't really know. And I'm not calling for 8% mortgages, but 7.25, 7.5. Yeah, that's very, very possible. 7% spring and summer market all day long. I think that's, a no-brainer. And again, this is my own opinion. This was not from Michael. I'm actually going to message Michael and ask him to make a video specific to this. You see him on the Love Boat, him and Olivia, right? Having a great time. Well-deserved vacation. I'm going to text him. The nice part is we've been communicating. So folks, we're not through the woods. Really, the moral of the story, this, for me, my opinion, for all my fix and flip guys and gals, if you're out there, if you're fixing and flipping, be careful, price into the fact that the mortgage could be 50, 75 basis points higher, maybe 100 basis points higher by the time you finish that flip project in, April or May or June. You could be dealing with definitely a different mortgage environment for sure, based on what the news is. So with that said, thank you so much for watching, for listening. We're not through the woods. We need to pay attention. We need to be cautious. But however, let me also end on this. If you see value, please subscribe. Michael is building to 50,000 plus subscribers. I think he's going to do a big party / event, seminar / event in Las Vegas, if I'm not mistaken. So I like going to Vegas, and I like parties, and I love the events as well. So help us get to 50,000 subscribers. Please, if you like this content, subscribe. Also, check out Michael's video from this morning. Matt, the mortgage guy, I thought, put out a great video yesterday in the last 24 hours. You can find it here on the channel, one rental at a time. But here's what I want to leave you with. In the middle of chaos lies opportunity. During times of uncertainty lies massive, keyword, massive opportunities for those that are prepared. Okay. So another thing, fortune favors the bold. Fortune favors the bold. Now, fortune does not favor the foolish. I'm not saying go out there and be foolish and just jump into this market. However, if you're a home buyer and you've been watching these rates and you're uncertain, and you find a home that really fits, that you love, that, hey, this could be our home for the next 3 to 5 years, you need to buy it, because interest rates are not going down. You're not going to see sub 6% rates, I don't think, in my opinion, this spring summer market. I think we're going to see high 6s, low 7s at best, maybe mid 6s. But I would say, if you have the opportunity, lock a loan and buy your dream home now, if it's the right fit for you and your family over the next 3 to 5 years. If you are a one rental at a time investor, if you're a fix and flipper, if you're a wholesaler, we need to be cautious in our underwriting. We need to be able to buy and put deals together, transaction engineer deals with better numbers, and negotiate slightly better deals. Okay. So the good news is sellers are becoming more educated. They know the tide has turned. They know the market shifted. So they have to be more negotiable. Again, folks, if you get value out of this, please subscribe. Thank you all so much for watching the One Rental at a Time channel. Thank you so much.